Hey everyone, welcome to your reformer class. Today's class is a full body reformer flow. You'll of course be needing your reformer and your beautiful cells. We'll also be using our Pilates box later in the workout, so have that one close by. We're starting today's class with a little bit of mobility and then getting into some sideline glute and hand in strap work for our warm up. So we'll be needing to set our springs to one blue spring, or that's one medium spring on my reformer. We're going to have our foot bar all the way down out of the way, our headrest in its flattest position. Let's come into a 4-point kneel on our carriage with our hands on the platform to get started. So as I said, starting with a little bit of mobility, we're just going to shuffle our knees about halfway down the carriage. Your feet just come in between the shoulder posts here. So knees should be under hips and our hands should be underneath our shoulders. Now we're going to be keeping the carriage still for a few cat-cows here. Let's just start to exhale around through the spine, pulling belly up to the ceiling as you press that platform away from you, feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders. Then we'll take an inhale breath as you let everything drop and hang. Slide shoulder blades down the back, sticking tailbone up to the ceiling, just letting those ribs drop. And repeat, exhale to round, scoop the belly, pull belly button up to ceiling, keeping that carriage closed. Feel those shoulder blades separate. And then inhale, find that nice extension. Let everything hang and drop as you lift the eye gaze. Let's go one more in each direction, then we'll come into some thoracic rotation. Just following the breath, one last round through the back. Then inhale, let everything drop and hang. How good does that feel, waking up the spine? Come back to our neutral position now, coming back to tabletop. We're going to keep our left hand down on the platform. Let's lift our right arm up to the ceiling. Find a nice twist and reach up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle. Right hand is going to thread underneath that left shoulder, dropping right shoulder down to the carriage, just as low as you can go. And then you're going to inhale, reach back up again, find that nice reach, big stretch through the chest and shoulders. And then we exhale to drop that shoulder down, thread the needle, find that nice thoracic rotation or rotation through that mid-back. Just breathing into whatever's there. It may feel a little bit tight, hopefully getting a little bit looser with every rep. Oh, it feels so good. Let's go one more. I love this stretch. Always feels so nice for the spine. And exhale to thread. Beautiful. Let's bring that hand back onto the platform. Let's switch sides. Left hand is going to reach up to the ceiling. Find that nice stretch to the chest. Eye gaze follows. Then we exhale to thread the needle. Arm comes underneath that right shoulder, dropping left shoulder down to the carriage. And again, 3 more reps here. Take it at your own pace, following your breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale to thread. Beautiful. Again, might feel a little bit different on this side, maybe a little bit tighter. Totally normal, just breathing into whatever's there. Beautiful, let's go one last one here. Big reach up. Exhale, thread. Beautiful. Coming on up, back to our 4-point kneel, both hands on your platform, and get into a hip flexor stretch. So you might want to screw your knees just a little bit further forward, and we're going to carefully step our right foot onto our platform. Once you found your balance, hands come up, chest comes up, just bring those hands onto hips, still keeping that carriage closed. It does not move from our stopper. Focusing here on finding a tuck under of our tailbone or our pelvis. So think of zipping pubic bone up to belly button here to really find that scoop and opening through that left hip flexor here. Start to feel a nice little gentle stretch, opening through the hips. That's it, hold that scoop, hold that tuck of the pelvis, and can we reach that left arm up overhead, find a little side bend over to the right side. That should really increase the stretch here. Feel those left ribs fanning open, that stretch for that left hip flexor really increasing here. Feels so good, right? Take one more deep breath here. And you can exhale, bring that hand back down. Let's switch sides. Hands come to platform. Carefully guide that right knee back down. And let's step our left foot forward. Coming on up, hands to hips once you find your balance. And again, focusing on that little scoop, that tuck under of the pelvis. Again, pubic bone zipping up to belly button and really lengthening and opening up through that right hip flexor. Let's keep your shoulders relaxed back and down. Beautiful. Once you've found that nice release through that right hip flexor, let's reach that right arm up overhead, holding that tuck, holding that scoop. Just find that little bend over to the left side, open up through those right ribs. Breathing into it for one more deep inhale. And exhale, let's bring it on down, both hands to platform, guide that left knee back down. Now we're into our side lying warm up now. So we're going to be popping up our headrest and staying on that one medium spring. So headrest comes on up to its high position. Let's lie onto our right side. Bring your head down onto the headrest. Just tucking those knees up onto the carriage in front of you, finding a long neutral spine here. Beautiful. Now, make sure, firstly, that your hips are both on the carriage. So reaching back with that left hand, just checking the hips are on, not hanging off. And then we're going to take hold of that long strap that's in front of us and give that one a gentle tug. It's going to go up and over the knees. So slide it all the way up the leg, like we're stepping into a long sock. Beautiful. It should be over our knee now. Now setting up our posture with that bottom hand. Right hand's going to hold onto the peg or the shoulder post in front of you. Finding a long neutral spine like we're laying up against a brick wall. Hips and shoulders are stacked, so make sure we're not rolling back into that brick wall. Left hand comes to hip, and I want you to gently push that hip towards the foot bar or towards the wall in front of you to find that little lift of your underneath sideways. You want to keep that lift. There should be a little light shining underneath your carriage and the waist. That's going to make sure we stay in our neutral spine. Now, feet are together and then just slightly elevated up higher than the carriage. Coming into our clamps, let's clam open through that left knee. Carriage stays still, and then we inhale, bring it back down. And again, clam open, just that left knee lifting and lowering, keeping those toes together, making sure we're not rolling back as we lift. Really feel that left hip staying still. That's the hand on the hip is for here. Bit of feedback and keeping that waist lifted so we're not collapsing into the carriage. Should feel that left glute, left booty saying hello here straight away. Beautiful. If you don't feel it yet, it might mean you're rolling back. So checking in with those hips, make sure we're not rolling back. We're nice and stacked. Beautiful. All right, we're going to start to add on in 5. We'll hold that clam open. In 3, in 2, and 1. Lift and hold the clam, keeping the thigh still. We kick the leg forward, side kick, bend the knee, bring those toes back together, and we close the clam. And repeat. Lift the knee, hold the carriage still as you kick, and you bend, toes back together, and we close it down. Oh, that really gets the booty warm. Bit more time and attention for that glute as you resist that strap or spring and try to hold the carriage super still for that side kick. You've got 10 more seconds here. We're almost there, doing so well. We've got little clam pulses coming up. In 5, hold the clam open. In 3, 2, and 1, hold that clam open, little pulses, keep toes together, little top range pulses in the clam. Are those hips still stacked? Checking in here, booty should be on fire. You've got last 5, 4, 3, 2, and close it down for 1. Ooh, get that little snack, well done. We've got one more round here. We're just gonna slide that strap now. Long strap comes over the foot, so over the arch of the foot. Start with those knees stacked again. We're still in that nice side lying position, hips and shoulders stacked, underneath waist lifted. Let's bring that knee and foot now up to hip height. Hold it there, coming into our side leg press. We exhale, extend that left leg long, pressing your heel back in line with the center of your foot bar if it was lifted, and inhale to bend. Exhale, press, inhale to bend. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Now, it's not a super heavy spring. We certainly should be feeling that glute working. Really resist it slowly in and press it along out. Beautiful. Booty should be well and truly awake, keeping that foot up at hip height. As you bend the knee, toes and knee should both track forward. Beautiful. Let's check in with those hips. Are they still stacked? I know it's tempting to start to roll back as we start to fatigue. We're just here for another 12 seconds. Spicy round of pulses coming up. Then we're done on this side for our side lying. Beautiful. You've got last 6. We hold that leg long. Little pulses in 4. You can do it 3, 2, and on the next rep, press that leg long, hold it long, little tiny pulses up and down. Woo, hello, booty. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in for 1. Oh my goodness, get that booty, little pound out. Woo. Alrighty, let's just carefully take that strap off. We're going to keep hold of the short strap into our top hand, so our left hand. Staying in that beautiful side lying position, just tuck both your knees up onto the carriage now, so they're just in front of your hips. Still having that underneath side waist lifted, nice and long through our spine. Our left hand has the strap and we're starting that arm long to the ceiling, stacked directly over our shoulder. So not behind our shoulder, it's directly above. Palm is facing towards your foot bar, coming into a lateral pull down. We're going to exhale, sweep that hand straight down towards our hip. Then inhale, lift that arm up, palm faces forward again. Exhale, palm faces towards our hip. Inhale, we lift, palm faces foot bar. Beautiful. Make sure we're not rolling back here. Taking that booty a little break now, working into our lats here, our upper body. Gonna get the upper body nice and warm in the side lying warm up. Beautiful. Try and just relax those legs as we work through this one. Now it does get spicy this series. If at any point it's a little bit too strong, you always use the long strap instead of your short strap. And that will take a bit of tension off the spring and make it a little bit nicer so you can keep moving here. So squeezing the lat, sides of the back here. Let's go 15 more seconds, then we turn this into our frontal raise, ensuring as that arm lifts, it never goes past the shoulder. So that carriage always stays open, tension on that spring. In 8, hold that hand down to hip. In 4, in 3, 2, and 1. Sweep that hand down to hip. Now keeping the arm long, just turn your palm back behind you. So it's facing back towards the hips or the carriage behind you. And from here we inhale, swing that arm forward in line with shoulder. Then exhale, drive that arm back in line with hips. Inhale, arm glides forward, keeping it at shoulder height. Exhale, pull it back. Still really working those lats, our shoulder. Bit of triceps here as well. So really feel the back of that arm working. Soft bend through our elbows, we're not locking out. As that arm swings forward, it just goes to shoulder height, never any further than that. Beautiful. Checking in with it underneath sideways. Is it still lifted? Make sure we're not collapsing down into that carriage. You've got final 10 here. Then we turn this into our tricep press to finish off this side. You're doing so well. Give me 5. Arm holds back in line with hip in 3. Beautiful there in 2. And on the next rep, sweep that arm back, hold in line with hip. From here, glue that elbow to waist. Inhale, we bend the forearm. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bend at the elbow. Exhale, extend. So it's just that forearm moving now. Keeping your knuckles in line with your wrist here. Make sure we're not dropping that wrist back. Stay nice and strong to that wrist, like you have a cast on your arm, or forearm, I should say. Going from your knuckles down to your elbow. So keep that arm nice and strong. Got final 8 here. Keep elbow tight to waist. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big press. Beautiful work, team. Bring that strap back in. Let the carriage close. Hang that strap up on its pole. Let's come up for a bit of upper back work before we do the other side. So carefully coming up. We're just going to come into a kneeling position now, facing towards our shoulder post. Both knees come against your shoulder post. The knees are nice and wide for our balance and support here. Now, if you're not comfortable kneeling, you can also do this one cross-legged, or you can grab your box, pop that on short ways, and take a seat on the box, just like a chair. Lots of options here. We're going to grab onto both of our short straps now and cross those over, so there's an extra our ropes. And setting up for our open book, we're going to thread those straps up and over our arms like they're long gloves. So they're going to sit just below your elbows. Bring those elbows up in line with your shoulders. Palms are facing in. Roll those shoulders back and down, so shoulders away from ears. Our spine is nice and tall, so we're not leaning back here. Ribs are soft, spine is tall. From here, we inhale, prepare. Exhale, open those elbows nice and wide. Then inhale, glide those elbows back in front of the chest. Exhale, arms open in line with the body. Inhale, arms glide in front. Like you're sliding them along a shelf. They stay at one constant height in line with shoulders. Keeping our ribs down to hips, so we're not throwing our torso back for momentum. It's just those arms working. We really want to focus on working that upper back. So I want you to imagine there's a little blueberry sitting in the center of your upper back. As you draw those elbows back, try and pop that blueberry as you draw those shoulder blades to the center. As that's really going to help fire up all those upper back muscles that are so important for our posture. So I love this exercise, really gets the upper back working. Just make sure we keep the upper traps out of it. So always think of rolling shoulders back and down away from ears. Now you're welcome to stay here, or you can add on the next rep. Hold those arms open, keep the carriage still. Extend those arms long, fingertips reach the sides of the room. Bend those elbows back to 90 degrees, and we close those arms in front. Try that again. Exhale, open, carriage stays still. Reach the arms, bend the elbows, and we close. Notice how everything stays super still. Torso does not move, just those forearms extending and bending at the elbow. Really getting that upper back firing. Reminder to keep those upper traps relaxed, shoulders away from ears. You've got final 10. My upper back is on fire. We hold those arms open, just those reaches in 4, 3, 2, and hold. Carriage stays still, just those reaches. Keep elbows in line with shoulders. Don't let that carriage come close. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Close those arms down. Beautiful. Carefully slide those straps off. We're going to keep hold of our straps and keep them crossed. We're just going to walk our hands up, holding onto the knots up just above the clasp of your straps on your ropes. It's going to add a bit more tension here. Now you're welcome to stay in your low kneel. We're going to come into a bow and arrow, which is in single arm rowing. Stay in your low kneel if you're comfortable, or stay seated on your box, that's where you are. If you want more, let's carefully come up into a high kneel. So lift those hips, tucking the tailbone, core is switched on for our balance. Wherever you are, palms are facing down to the floor, arms are long in front. For our single arm bow and arrow, keep your right arm long to begin. We're going to exhale, row that left elbow back as you rotate and look to that left elbow. Then come back through center. We switch sides. Left arm stays long. We row that right elbow high and wide. Eye gaze follows. And repeat. Other side, single arm row or single arm bow and arrow. Palms stay facing the floor. Elbow rows high and wide. From that high kneel, make sure that core stays switched on. Hips stay square to your pulleys. It's just that waist up that is rotating. Beautiful. One strap is taking all the tension, super strong for that single arm. Beautiful. Now it's a bit of a funky one when that one strap goes floppy. Bit of a funky one. Take it nice and slow, get the hang of it. Feels so nice, that upper back. Still think of squeezing that imaginary blueberry, just with that single shoulder blade now. Try and tap that blueberry in the center. That's it, you've got final 15 seconds here. We're going to finish with single arm pulses to each side. So I don't mind which side we start on. We're going to do both sides. In 8, we draw one elbow back, we hold for pulses. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw one elbow back, little pulses. We're going to do both sides, so little pulses here for 4. We switch in 3, 2, and let's switch sides. Draw the other elbow back, little pulses, evening out here for 4. Squeeze it back for 3, 2, and release for 1. Beautiful. Sit on down, hips to heels, uncross those straps. Let's put them back on their poles. Ready for the side of our side lying now. Alrighty, let's roll onto our left side now. Lying down, facing the opposite direction. Head comes onto the headrest again. Make sure again hips are both on the carriage. We're not hanging off. Once you're laying down, grab that long strap in front of you. Let's take hold of that and pop the long strap up and over the knee of that right leg this time, like it's a really long sock. Setting our posture, bottom hand, left hand's gonna hold onto that peg or shoulder post in front of you. Right hand comes to hip, making sure we're in that long neutral spine like we're up against a brick wall. And let's press that right hip away from us towards our foot bar to feel that lift in the underneath sideways up away from the carriage. A little tunnel of light here. Once you're there and you've found your neutral spine, hips and shoulders stacked, feet just lift a little bit higher than our carriage and we hold them there. Come into our clam that top knee open, tiny movement of the carriage and close it down. Exhale to clam open, inhale to close. You might feel one side feels a little bit different than the other. Often have a little bit of different mobility through each hip, so you may not be able to get one hip or one knee quite as high as the other. That is totally normal. Just going whatever is there for you on this side. You only want to lift to the point you can keep those hips stacked. So if you find you're rolling back, just reduce how high you're lifting that knee. Really great exercise. Switch on those glutes, strengthen that lower body, but also for our hip mobility as we work through this external rotation. Beautiful. Keep that underneath sideways lifted. Make sure that little tunnel of light is still there. We add on that little side kick in 8. Booty should be switching on straight away in 4. Hold that knee lifted. 3. In 2. On the next rep, keep that knee lifted, hold the carriage still. We kick that leg forward, point those toes, bend the knee, toes come back together, close the clamp. And again, open. We kick, extend that top leg, bend the knee, toes come back together, and we close. Whew, that's a burner. More time and attention as we try to stabilize with that glute, keep the carriage super still. That's it, take it slow, one movement at a time. Outer booty burning. So you might find this side a little bit more challenging. Second side's often the worst. Let's go for final 8. Little clam pulses coming up. You've got this. Give me last 4. We meet with our clam open in 3, in 2, and 1. Clam open, little pulses in that top range. Make sure those hips are still stacked. I know it's tempting to roll back. Give me 4, 3, 2, and close it down for 1. Woo, punch out quickly. Take that strap and just carefully slide it down onto the arch of that right foot now. Setting it up for that side leg press. We're still in that lovely neutral spine. Waist is lifted, hips and shoulders stacked. When you're ready, bring that knee and foot up to hip height, coming to that press. Exhale, extend that right leg long, pressing heel back in line with the center of the foot bar. Inhale to bend. Exhale, press. Just imagine that foot bar is lifted. Inhale, bend. Beautiful. Trying to reach that heel for the foot bar like you're trying to stamp a footprint on the wall in front of you or mirror. Really getting that booty firing. Whew. Burner. That's it. Try and keep that knee and foot up at hip height as you bend the toes and knee both track forward. Doing so well. Lower body gets a little break after this. Give me last 10. We have those spice little pulses then into our single arm hand and strap work. You've got 5. Leg stays long in 4. In 3, 2. On the next rep, press it long, hold that heel back, little pulses up and down. Hips are stacked, waist is lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in for 1. Awesome work. Carefully taking that strap off, but stay lying where you are. We're going to take that strap now, short strap into our right hand, so that top hand. In that same setup, hips and shoulders stacked, waist is lifted. This time now, our right palm is facing towards our foot bar. Our hand is directly stacked over shoulder. Coming to that lateral pull down. Exhale, sweep that arm straight down towards our hip. Like going to high five your hip. Inhale, lift the arm up, palm faces foot bar. Exhale, sweep that arm down, squeezing down the lats. Inhale to lift. Again, as you lift that arm, it stops directly over the shoulder, not behind. So you can keep shoulders set back and down, away from ears. Beautiful. And squeeze down the side of your back as you draw that arm down, getting into our lats. Beautiful. Again, if at any point it becomes a little bit too spicy here, just grab onto that long strap, take a little bit of tension off that spring. We've got final 10 seconds here in this lat pull down. Then we turn this into our frontal raise. Beautiful. Hold that arm down to hip in 5, in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Sweep hand to hip, hold. Turn your palm back behind your hips, keeping arm long. We inhale, swing it forward for our frontal raise. Exhale, drive that hand back in line with hip. Inhale, swing that arm forward, keeping it in line with shoulder. Don't let it drop. Exhale, drive it back. Still squeezing down the lat. Getting a bit more into our shoulder, into our tricep now. Make sure we're not rolling back or up against those imaginary brick walls still. Feel that tricep really firing up as you drag that strap back. Starting to feel the shakes. How are we going? Almost there. You've got final 8. We hold that arm back. Ready for our triceps. Make sure shoulders back and down. Holding arm back in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drive that arm back. Hold. Elbow stays glued to waist. We inhale, bend the elbow. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend, palm faces foot bar. Exhale, press, it faces back behind you. Keeping elbow tight to waist. That's it. Squeeze that tricep. Back of that arm is burning. You've got last 6. You can do it, team, for 4, 3, 2, and let's go one last one for good luck. Big press. Beautiful. And bring it on in. Awesome work, team. Hanging that strap back up on its pole now. Let's carefully come on up. Now we're going to grab onto our box. So grab that one and pop that on to your carriage short ways. So you want long edge up against your shoulder post, short boxes on. We're going to lower our headrest down. So bring that one all the way down flat. Now we're going to stay on our one blue or medium spring and just come to sit on our box facing towards the right side of your reformer. We're going to set up for some side bends and then some single arm work again. So for this one, facing the right side of our reformer, you're going to cross your left leg in front of you onto the box and just have your right leg dangling down into the well. So my calf is just resting on my headrest, which is now flat. Left leg is crossed in front, like a little Z sit position. Now, if that's not comfortable with the leg crossed in front, you can also just jangle that leg off the front of the box if that's better for your hips. Totally depends on what feels good for you and your hip mobility here. Otherwise, if we can, leg is crossed in front. Let's grab onto the short strap that's in front of us, close to that right side. And we're going to take that strap up and over our arm again, just like we did for those open books. We're going to bring those fingertips to temple, just behind our ears to our head. And we're going to ground both of our sit bones onto the box. Elbows wide, shoulders back and down. We're going nice and tall through our spine, ready for some side bends. So think nice and tall. And from here, take an inhale, prepare. As you exhale, we're going to tip up and over towards our springs, a little side oblique crunch. Then inhale, slowly come back up through center. Try that again. Exhale, we tip up and over to our working spring, like you're trying to dip that elbow down into the well. And inhale, come back up. So shortening through that left side waist as we're crunching over to that left side. See how good does that feel for the spine? Lovely to work in some lateral flexion, not a movement we often do for our spine. So a really great one to include in our movement today. Really good for our spinal health, but also strengthen those obliques, the sides of our waist, the muscles that support our spine, help with our posture and also rotation. Beautiful. Now, if this is good for you, you stay here. Otherwise, we're going to add in a shoulder press. Next time we come up, stay tall, fingertips reach the ceiling. We add a shoulder press. Both arms reach up, both elbows bend back to 90, hands behind head. Give me one side bend. Yes. Come up, fingertips to ceiling, shoulder press. Whoo, shoulders on fire, obliques on fire. I love this exercise. Let's make sure both those hips are staying grounded on that box. And if you're starting to feel any discomfort through that right leg that's long, you can also just bring that one up just to come flat onto your headrest as well. Totally fine. Find what feels good for you here. Lots of modifications for everyone. We've got final 10 seconds and we're just sticking with those presses. We keep our spine long in 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on up, just those presses. Keep the spine long. Exhale, press, inhale, bend. As you press, think of pressing those shoulder blades back down to your back pocket, so keep upper traps relaxed. Last 5. Strap comes off in 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Take that strap off. We're not done just yet. We've got one more exercise here. We're just going to straddle our box now. So bring that right foot flat onto your headrest, your left foot onto the carriage. Now if you're tall like me, you can just like bend your knees and feet go back behind you a little bit. It's a bit more comfortable. Otherwise, feet can be flat. We're straddling that box, setting up for a rotated chest press. So still thinking nice and tall through the spine. Left arm's going to reach long, palm to the floor. Right palm faces the floor and elbow is bent. Shoulders roll back and down again. And when you're ready, take an inhale, prepare. Exhale, we rotate, press that right arm towards the left. Inhale, we bend, come back through center. Exhale, we rotate, press. Inhale, return back through center. Nice and strong through that right shoulder, the right chest. Bit of bicep work here as well. If it's too spicy, you've always got that long strap here to try as well. This one is a bit more about strength and power. So not here for long, not too many reps. Thinking nice and tall through the spine, rotating through the waist here. Again, working those obliques, that lovely spinal rotation, so good for our spinal health. You've got final 10 seconds here. Keeping those elbows up, shoulders back and down. Back into some lower body after this. You've got last 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Bring it in, close that carriage, beautiful. Hang that strap up, let's give those shoulders a little roll out. Awesome, alrighty. We're gonna come into some lower body work now on our platform, bit of stability work. It's gonna be on light springs. So options for your springs. Beginner, you're gonna stay on the blue spring, that medium spring. If you'd like a bit more of a challenge here today for our squats and our skaters on the platform, you can go onto a yellow spring, so a light spring. So the heavier the spring here, the more support, so therefore the easier it's gonna be. So blue spring, medium, slightly more easier. Yellow spring, slightly more challenging. Pick your poison here. It's for some lower body and also some core work to follow. I'm going to come off to one side of our reformer. We're facing towards the right side of our reformer. So once you're there, we're going to step our left foot onto our platform first. Always platform first. And then your right foot's going to come up onto your carriage. So left foot platform, right foot carriage. We're sitting out for a squat. So want your feet nice and close together to begin. Toes are tracking forward. So to bring our hands in front, interlace those fingers. And for our squats, we want to open the carriage just a few centimeters away from the stopper. So just wider than hip distance apart is usually good here. We want to focus on keeping the carriage super still for our squat. So keep the spring open, don't let it touch the stopper. When you're ready, keeping it still, we inhale to squat down, weight back into the heels, like sitting back into a chair. Exhale, press through the heels, you rise up, and repeat. Inhale, bend the knees, tracking over middle toes. Exhale, we press through those heels, we rise up. Notice the carriage staying frozen, it's not closing to the stopper or platform, no cheating. Inhale, squat down. Think as you inhale, as you squat down, like you're zipping up a really tight pair of jeans. So you're squatting down, engaging that core. That's going to help you maintain your long neutral spine as you squat and also help with our balance. So really important, we have even weight through both heels. Now, if you can do more, let's start to add in our arms. As you squat, can you reach and sweep those arms forward? As you rise, sweep those arms back. That's it. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep them back. That's going to add a little bit more coordination challenge, a bit more work for the core. Now, our final little layer here is to add a bottom range pulse. Squat down, pulse, pulse. Press through those heels, we rise up. Make sure those knees are still tracking over middle toes, checking in with that carriage. Is it still open? Make sure it's also not sliding away. This isn't a sumo squat, it's still a narrow squat. We're not too wide. Final 10 seconds. We finish this first round with some pulses. We love a pulse. Beautiful team. You've got 4. Meet down in your squat. In 3, in 2, and let's go. Squat down. Can we keep those arms long? Carriage is still. We're pulsing here. Core is lifted. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on up for 1. Well done. Round 1 done. Close that carriage. Have a quick little reset. How are we going? Alrighty, one more round here for this side. Gonna get into some skaters. So bring your hands to hips. Feet are starting in that same position, but our carriage is closed now to begin. From here, let's just squat down. We're bending through both knees, carriage is still closed. We're gonna shift all the way into that left leg, so over to that platform. Knee, hip, and ankle, all stacked in one line. Keep all the weight over that left leg, and let's start to skate that right leg out and in. Everything else is frozen, just that right leg out and in. Beautiful. Core is drawing up and in, so you have that tight pair of jeans again. Keep shoulders back and down. Thinking like we're doing a single leg squat now through that left leg. Beautiful. If we can do more, can we maybe lift that right heel up so that carriage heel lifts? We're just on our tippy toes on that carriage. Adds a bit more balance challenge for that left leg. Beautiful, sinking low. Everything is still stacked over that platform. If you want more, we add a reach with the arms, reach the leg. Bend the knee, bend the elbows. That's it. Little coordination challenge again. Energy through those fingers and arms. Let's sink a little bit lower here. You've got final 8. Get low here, team. 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in for 1. Close the carriage, standing tall. Woo, shake it out. We're just gonna carefully bring both feet now onto our platform, so we're facing towards our box or our carriage. And let's come on down to our knees on the carriage and into some core work. So from here, we're gonna set up for some knee tucks. I want you to bring your tippy toes up against the very edge of your platform. Knees are on the carriage to begin. Bringing your forearms onto the box. You want forearms directly underneath our shoulders. Now finding our tabletop back, core is lifted, drawing up and in. When you're ready, we're gonna find our plank. You ready? Let's go. Core is switched on. Let's lift those knees and extend those legs long. We're finding our plank hold. Now again, shoulders are stacked over our elbows, holding our upper body frozen. Let's start to bend the knees. Draw the carriage in, knees under hips. Extend the legs, press the carriage out. And again, exhale, knees bend, carriage comes in. Inhale, press those legs long. Beautiful. Keep pressing that box away from you. Strong to those shoulders. I want to see shoulders away from ears. We're not collapsing into those arms. That's it. Super strong, team. Imagine we have our morning coffee or a smoothie, balancing on our lower back, keeping that beautiful tabletop back or neutral spine. Core is drawing up and in. Beautiful. Give me final 10 seconds here. You can do it. That's it. Last 4, 3, 2, and press out. Hold. We're going to hold our plank here. Core is lifted. Glutes are switched on. Tailbone is tucked. We're holding here. Give me a 10-second plank hold. Stay strong to those arms. Keep breathing through this plank. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it in for 1. Awesome work. Oh, let's roll those shoulders. How'd it go? Super strong. Feeling good? Alrighty, we're gonna get back into the other side of our arm work before we get back into our leg work again. So let's just change those springs over if we needed to. So we're back onto that blue spring for everyone here now. So 1 blue or 1 medium spring, exactly what we used on the other side of our arm work. Pop that back on if you weren't already on it. Let's take a seat. We're facing towards the left side of our reformer. Sitting up in that sort of mermaid position. This time, right leg is crossed on the box in front of you. Left leg is just dangling long into the well. Calf is just resting on that headrest here. Once you've found your position, again, that right leg can be dangling in front of the box if that feels more comfortable for you as well. Grab onto that short strap in front of you. Take that one up and over the arm, just below the elbow. Elbows come high and wide. Hands just come behind the head. Shoulders back and down. Make sure both sit bones are grounded on that box. Coming to that beautiful side bend. Take an inhale, prepare, grow tall through the spine. We exhale, tip up and over towards that working spring. And we inhale, come back up. This time we're exhale, crunching over to that right side. Inhale, come up. So feel that right side of your waist crunching and shortening as you lengthen through that left side waist. Beautiful. Making sure we're not pulling on our head or neck. Those hands just there for a bit of support here. Staying nice and tall to that spine as we come up, thinking up and over, not just dumping straight down. Beautiful. If this is too strong on this side, you can always use that long strap for a little bit less tension here. Otherwise, if you want more, let's start to add in that shoulder press. Next time you come up, shoulder press. Bring those hands back to temples. We tip up and over, side bend. Coming up, fingertips to ceiling, shoulder press both arms. Fingers back to temples, side bend. Beautiful. Think of pressing those shoulder blades back and down to your imaginary back pockets as you press those arms up, raising the roof here. Yes. You've got final 10 seconds in this spicy combo, then just those shoulder presses are almost there. Give me the last 5. We stay tall in 4, 3, 2, and keep that spine tall, fingertips up, shoulder presses only. Keep those upper traps relaxed. Give me final 8 seconds here. Beautiful. Into those rotated presses in 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it on down. Take that strap off. Ooh, spicy. Bringing that foot onto the headrest and onto the carriage, or again, just bring those knees a little bit lower and bring those feet back if you are a bit taller. Find whatever feels comfortable for you here. Left hand has the strap now, short strap. Right arm's reaching nice and long up in line with shoulder. Both palms are facing down and left elbow is up in line with our shoulder. Coming to that rotated press. Inhale, we prepare. Exhale, rotate, press, power through that left arm. Inhale, bend and return. Exhale, press, eye gaze follows that left hand the entire time. In that beautiful rotation through the waist. Thinking tall through the spine. There's that beautiful posture here. That's it, still feeling those obliques working into that lovely rotation. Let's keep both hands up at shoulder height. We're not here for long. Focus on a bit of strength and power now. Building muscle here in our upper body. Building strong arms. Beautiful. Give me final 10 seconds. Long straps always there if you need it to lighten up. That's it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go one last one for good luck. And come back through center. Beautiful work, team. Let's hang that long strap up on its pole. Alrighty, facing your springs again. Let's get set for the other side of our squats and skaters on the platform. So again, first option was that blue spring. You can stay on that spring for that bit more extra support here. Or if you want to challenge yourself again, go back onto that yellow. Just make sure you keep it nice and consistent, whatever you use on the other side. So a blue or yellow spring. Let's step off to the right side of our reformer, turning to face towards your platform. This time, right foot steps up onto the platform first, and then bring your left foot up onto the carriage. Always platform first. Finding your balance, feet nice and close together, toes tracking forward. Interlace those hands in front of you. Let's just open that carriage about a few centimeters away from that stopper, just finding that squat position that's comfortable for you. We just want tension on that spring. Keep it nice and still. Roll the shoulders back and down, core is switched on. Inhale, we squat down like we're sitting down into a chair. Exhale, we press to the heels and rise up, tuck the tailbone. And again, inhale, we squat down. Exhale, press through the heels, rising up. Just get as low as feels comfortable here for you. Everyone's range is different. Keeping the weight even through both feet. Weight into the heels, especially as you press. Standing tall, we press through those heels to really fire up those glutes and quads. Core draws up and in. Think like we're zipping up that imaginary pair of really tight jeans again as we squat down. Beautiful. Can we add in that arm sweep again? We squat and sweep those arms forward. We stand and sweep them back. Energy through those arms. Beautiful. Checking with that carriage. Is it still open? Tension on that spring. Or has it closed? You don't want to be cheating here. Also making sure it hasn't opened too far that we're in a sumo position. So in that narrow squat stance. That's it. Final layer. Can we add our pulse? Squat down, pulse, pulse. Stand tall. Beautiful. Squat, pulse, pulse. Exhale, press it up. Whoo, booty burning. Doing so well, team. Final 10 seconds. Then we're just sticking with those juicy pulses. Almost there. It's our last sequence of leg work today on the home stretch of class. In 4. Hold it down for pulses. 3, 2, and let's stay down. Just those pulses here. Little pulses. Core is lifted. Shoulders back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come up for 1. Whew. Time to go in the thighs burning as well. Yeah, so good. Last little sequence here. Hands to hips. Keep that carriage closed. For our skaters, we're squatting down, taking all the weight now into that right leg. Hip, knee, ankle all stacked over that platform. When you're ready, let's start to skate that left leg out and bring it in. Inhale, slide that carriage out. Exhale, we draw it in. Slow and controlled on our light stability springs. It's not about fast movements here. It's all about slow and control. Challenging our balance and stability. All those little stabilizing muscles in that right leg here. Start to feel the calf, the ankle working as well as that glute and quad. Sinking nice and low. Maybe we can lift that left heel up just on those left tippy toes. Really challenge the balance and strength of that right leg. Or can we add that reach and bend of those arms? Reach and extend the leg. Bend the knee, bend the elbows. Beautiful. Final little push here for those legs. Give me the last 8. Sink it nice and low. Really push yourself here for 5. Let's get low for 4, 3, 2, and bring it in for 1. Woo, close that carriage, standing tall. Carefully step that left foot down and right foot down. Come on down. Righty, one final sequence of core work to go of class today, team, then we're done. Let's pop on a red, blue, yellow spring just to anchor our carriage. So heavy, a medium, and a light spring coming on. We're going to take a seat on our box and get ready for some rollbacks on the box. So we want to reach down, grab onto our spicy little strap at the front of our reformer. We want to take both of our feet through that strap. So heels are digging into our platform, heels are about hip width apart, and our toes are flexed up to the ceiling. It's going to help us anchor ourselves to the box and to the carriage. So we just start to roll back Trust that strap, we're not gonna fall. So really trust that strap as long as you keep those toes flexed, yeah? Shuffling your bum towards the back of the box. You want a little bit of room behind you. It doesn't have to be a huge amount of room. Just give yourself a little bit of support there as we do come to roll back. Legs are nice and relaxed, but keep those toes flexed. Sit up nice and tall. For our roll back, we're gonna reach those arms forward in line with shoulders. Palms are facing in. We're gonna roll those shoulders back and down. Start sitting nice and tall up on those sit bones. First movement here is to tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly. We roll back off those sit bones, scooping to that belly, rolling back. Find your C curve. Keep shoulders relaxed. Ribs are drawing down to hips. Find a nice like ice cream scoop shape with the belly. Then from here, exhale, we roll forward, resetting the spine one vertebrae at a time. We come up sitting tall. Try that again. Inhale, we roll off those sit bones, tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly, really drawing in through those ribs like you're knitting the ribs together. Find that C curve. Exhale, nod the chin forward. We come all the way back up. Beautiful. Keep going with that, following your breath, rolling off those sit bones, scooping that belly. Think like you're drawing belly button down to the well behind you. That's it. Really, really good, team. Now this is your first layer. You can always stay here if this is good for you. Otherwise, you're gonna start to add a challenge on the next rep. So you're gonna roll back and hold your C curve on the next one. Holding your torso still, hold that C curve. Can you sweep those arms up overhead, bring them back in front of shoulders, and then we roll back up. Whoo, start to feel the shakes there. Rolling back again. We hold that beautiful C curve. Sweep those arms up and down, and we come on up. Bit more time under tension. We're working on our core strength and endurance. Keep knitting those ribs together like we're doing a really tight corset around our waist. You've got final 10 seconds here. Then if we can, we're gonna hold that roll back, keep those sweeps going, or just a static hold if that's good for you. We're there in 5, in 4, 3, 2, on the next one, roll back, hold that roll back, just those sweeps up and down. Really draw those ribs in, core is switched on. Last bit of work here, team. Give me last 8. Can we get a little bit lower? That's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming on up. Oh, well done. Take those feet out of the strap. Let's just bring those feet onto the carriage. Take a little mermaid. Right hand to box beside you. Take a little mermaid over to that right side. Beautiful. Lovely stretch through the obliques, through the shoulders. And take it over to the other side when you're ready. Rainbow up and over. Little mermaid. Oh, doesn't that feel so good? You did so well today, team. That got spicy. I'm sweating. I hope you got a great sweat on as well. Let's just bring our right foot to platform, crossing your left ankle over the right knee. Let's keep our spine long and take a little hinge forward. Glutes got a beautiful burn today, so let's give them a quick little stretch out before we finish today. Spine stays long, shoulders down. Holding for one more nice deep breath here, in through the nose. And release that stretch, left foot to platform. Let's cross right ankle over left knee and find that nice little hinge. Might feel quite tight after those glutes got a good workout. Just breathing into that stretch. Feel a nice release, hopefully. Beautiful. Let's take one more deep breath here. Awesome. You can uncross that leg. And that is your full body reformer workout done today, team. I hope you enjoyed it. Got a good sweat and good burn on. I know I certainly did. I look forward to seeing you back here super soon for your next workout. Bye.